Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to day 2 of the Great Bead Extravaganza Fall Fest. Whew! What a fabulous day that was yesterday. I learned so much, and we hope that you guys did too. Let's see some hearts in chat, thumbs up, all kinds of fun emojis if you had a fabulous time yesterday and if you are ready for day 2.
Welcome in, everybody.
I see him coming. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
So if you don't know us, I am Abby. That's Alex. We are part of the Bead Place. We are a brick and mortar bead store and online retailer and wholesaler located in Fairview Heights, Illinois, which is the St. Louis area. So if you are anywhere around the St. Louis area or within traveling distance, we would love it if you would come visit our beautiful little store. So we are doing a basic bead weaving project today. And so if you're new to bead weaving, if you haven't tried it yet, this is a great project to dive into for your first little swim into the pool of beads. If you are a seasoned bead weaver, this will also be a fun project because I'm going to be showing you how to create your own little beaded beads that make the perfect little spacer beads. So, you guys ready?
Beaded beads.
You ready? Okay, so before we get started, I have a little bit of housekeeping reminders for you.
Yes, it's very important.
So make sure that you sign up for the big giveaway. The big giveaway. It's like, make sure to use the link that is pinned in the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook group. Make sure to only sign up on the official giveaway. No, not to be. I'm so excited. I'm also very caffeinated. No one will message you asking you for your personal information or anything in regards to your sign up for the giveaway. So just sign up using the official TGBE sign up link. And then make sure to go ahead and follow everybody who is involved in the Great Bead Extravaganza. Especially give lots of love to our guest presenter, Gail Crossman-Moore. I have been the biggest fan of her since I was a kid, honestly. So I don't know if you guys have been around the bead block for as long as... Is that okay to say? I feel like you gave me a face there.
I feel like you should get to
the meat and potatoes of it.
Yes.
Okay, but anyway, Gail Crossman-Moore has done so much in the art jewelry world. She has done metal smithing. She has these incredible pod organic shapes that she's done. Lots of really neat lampwork glass, incredible paper, paper art. I don't even know how she does it. But anyway, her felting stuff. She's the person who got me into needle felting. And you guys might not know, but we have a yarn store inside our bead store. And so her really cool 3D mixed media needle felted and wet felted.
What is that, velvet?
Wool pieces are incredible. So if you have not checked out her website, make sure to check out her website. And her presentation is not directly after mine. I think she's 3 presentations after mine today. So we shared the schedule earlier today. The schedule is also pinned in the feature tab in the group and on the page, and it's just all over the place. So make sure to watch hers because we're super excited. And then back to us. Okay, so let's show what we're doing. Whew.
Before we get started, though, make sure you like the video, heart it, and share it with all of your friends on all of your social media. It really helps us out. Let's get some likes and some hearts and some laugh reacts. That'd be great.
Okie doke. So we are going to be making fun, beautiful bracelets. I'm going to show you the colorways first. Alex is going to switch to hand cam. And I'm going to move my light over so it's a little easier for you to see. And scooch into view. So this is the brass colorway. And, there we are. Hold on. Let me move down like this. Is that better? There we go. So this is... You said knock it off the table.
No, I said don't.
Oh. Anyway, this is the brass colorway that we are going to be demonstrating with today. Alex is going to link in chat the kit. This is the brass colorway. This is the copper colorway.
There they are. go purchase them.
This is the silver colorway. And then this is the gold colorway. And Alex, if you wouldn't mind just kind of tilting your screen a little bit my way, that way I can see what they're seeing on screen. Awesome, thank you. So let us know which of these colorways is your favorite.
Is there a coupon code or something?
Yes, there is a coupon code. Do you have it scrolling across the screen?
No.
It's TGBE20. So you can use TGBE20 to shop at beadplace.net.
Oh, here we go.
Awesome. Thank you for adding that in, Alex. I completely skipped over. I got fangirly about Gail Crosman Moore and missed that. I even have like a list here, guys, of things that I need to remember to say, and I still got distracted. Okay, you guys ready to make one? Which one's your favorite colorway? Also, let us know if you did get a kit, which kit you got. Okay.
I bought the silver, but really like the brass.
Well, the brass is still available if you are inclined to grab another kit. Okay, so let's go over
copper, brass, mixed reactions thus far.
You know, our staff has always kind of tried to, I don't know, make bets about what kit would be the most popular colorway. And we thought that it was going to be brass. And we didn't think that gold was going to be really popular. And we thought that the copper would be the second most popular one.
If you're watching on Facebook, the link to the kit is now pinned at the top. So you can go ahead and click that if you are interested in purchasing and use that coupon code so you save 20% today.
Yeah. But surprisingly, silver has been the most popular kit. So let's go over the materials that you're going to need for this project. So if you did not grab a kit, if that's not in the wheelhouse for you this time around, no worries. You can easily do these beads with things that you have at home. So you just need to make sure you have a variety of size 6 seed beads and a variety of size 8 seed beads and size 11 seed beads, and then some 10 millimeter rounds. Now, these 10 millimeter rounds are the same beads that we used in every colorway. The thing that changes is going to be the metal for the clasp and then also the colors of seed beads. So we really wanted to play with color here and create designs or create colorways that were just kind of like, I don't know, complementary or contrasting colors off of one main color. And so we picked this beautiful turquoise.
How long is the code in effect for?
Through next Tuesday. So in your kit, we give you a bunch of Fireline, enough to do all of these beaded beads and then some extras to practice with. So you also get a handful of these turquoise howlite beads, enough to make your bracelet, and if you have a smaller wrist, enough to do some earrings. So you also have 4 different colors of size 8 seed beads, a little pack of size 11 seed beads, which we won't be bead weaving with these, we'll just be stringing, so I'll show you that later. And then we have all of our size 6 seed beads. So we have some beautiful soft flex beading wire, no better beading wire than soft flex in my opinion. And then hidden inside one of your size 8 seed bead bags, you have a clasp. These are lead and nickel free cast pewter, cast in the USA, small batch artisan toggles. And then also in that bag, you'll have 2 little crimp beads. So what I like to do,
good morning, everyone,
is I like to just kind of get everything out on my mat and get it ready for me. So I'm going to set my crimp beads off to the side along with my clasp, and we're going to save those for later. We're also going to set aside our little size 11 seed beads for later. We won't need those right now. And then also setting aside our soft flex. So I'm going to, can I have this space right here? Thank you. I need a spot for my elbow.
Dogs played tug of war with the internet yesterday, so
Oh no.
my attendance may be hit or miss.
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad that that you're here with us now, but if your internet goes out, just know that you can watch the replay of any of these live presentations after the fact at any time. They never go away. So when I'm setting up for a bead weaving project, what I like to do is just kind of put rows of my beads out and just sort them. All right. Oh, a fly followed us in and he's going to be bugging me the whole time. So to save a tree, we did combine your 6s in one bag, but we only did that with the big beads that are easy to sort. So we're not making you sort the little beads. So let's sort these guys out, and you don't have to pre-sort them. I just like to do that because it makes my life easier as I work. So who in chat has done bead weaving projects before? I know a handful of you have. I recognize a lot of your names. We did a beaded bezel project a couple times back to kind of bezel a cabochon. Kyla has, Cindy has, Anne has. Awesome. Okay, so in your kit, you will receive 3 big-eyed beading needles, but we'll only be working with 2. We just gave you an extra just in case, because we know how sometimes they fall on the ground and you never see them again until you find them stuck in the bottom of your shoe later. So I'm going to prep my needles. And what I like to do with my needles is instead of just laying it down on my mat, I don't know if anybody else does this, I stab them into my mat. That way they stick straight up, and then it's easier for me to find them, and they're less likely to roll onto the ground.
Roll out. Autobots, roll out.
Yes. Okay. So after we've done all of this prep work, it's time to bead. Are you guys ready? We're going to take our fire line and we are going to cut about a foot. As we get better at this and more comfortable with our project, you don't have to use a whole foot, but I want you guys to have extra to work with for your first one, or if you're a new beader. Okay, so we have our fire line. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open our beading needle. And how we're going to do that, watch this. We're just going to push it open with our fingernails. If you don't have a fingernail, watch this. Take this card that it came on and just push it in there. You see how that opens it up too? Well, if I had it at the right angle, you could see. Let me get my fingernails out of the way. You see how that opens it? Maybe? I promise it's open. I won't waste any more time trying to convince you. Okay, so I'm going to string the needle on about 2 inches down from my fire line, or from the end of my fire line. Maybe a little less. That's not 2 inches. That's about 2 inches. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So we're taking our other needle, we're opening it up, and we're stringing it on, bringing it about 2 inches down. So the goal at this point in time is to have tail ends that are about even in length. They don't have to be perfect, but about is the goal. So at this point in time, we have fire line in like a U shape with needles on both ends. So I've got needle on this end, my approximate 10 inches of fire line now, and then a needle, and then tail end and tail end. Does that make sense to everybody? All right.
Pretty sensical.
Pretty sensical. Okay, so what we're going to do at this point is we are going to pick a seed bead color to use as our base bead color. So we're going to pick
Chiquita.
One of our size 6 colors. For me, I'm going to start with this beautiful green color. So I have one needle in my right hand, and one needle in my left hand. I'm going to pick up one size 6 green bead and string it all the way down to the middle of my work, just like this. And next, I'm going to take one of these teal beads over here on my right needle and one on my left needle, and I'm going to let those string down to the very middle as well. So this is what we've got so far. All right, now what we're going to do is pick up another green size 6 on our beading needle. It's our right needle this time. We're going to take it slightly past the needle, but not all the way down. So we've brought it slightly past. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our left needle through it in the opposite direction. So my right needle is here. My left needle is coming through in this direction.
Are the seed beads Mayuki?
They are Mayuki. So this will make more sense once I kind of get my X shape going on to show you.
What are those?
Oh, hey, beads? Alex, while I'm holding this, can you just put your hand right behind that so it'll focus? I have to hold this, but just put your hand right there. A little closer. There we go. So as, oh, hold it there, please.
No, that'd be good.
Nope, we're good. Okay. So now as I pull this, teamwork.
No, maybe not.
Put your hand there, please. You know, spot. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So as I pull this, it creates this cute little beaded section right here. Sorry, Alex is working on spot focusing. Give us just a second and we'll have it. Is it going to keep beeping like that?
There it is.
We got it. Okay. Perfect. Crystal clear. Hopefully you guys can see that okay too.
Yeah, looks great.
Awesome. Okay, so we have that adorable little cube almost of beads. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to pick up another size 8 on our right needle, another size 8 on our left needle, and let those fall down to the middle. So this is what we have. And you guys might be able to tell the pattern here.
Thought it was my internet for a second.
No, just the focus, the focus. So now we're going to pick up another size 6 on our right hand needle, and we're going to take the left hand needle through it again. So here's my right hand needle. It's going that way. Here's my left hand needle. It's going that way through the bead. All right, so like that. And we're going to slide that down to the middle. So now we have this cute little worm. We're making like a little inchworm or
like
something.
A little cluster of beads.
So again, we're going to take on our right needle one size 8 and another one on our left needle and bring them down. And then here's where we are so far. And then we're going to add our 4th and final size 6 seed bead. And we're going to take our left needle through it in the opposite direction. Like that. And we're going to bring it down. And we have our cute little worm. I don't know what else to call it. That's not a nice thing to say. Can you move your elbow, please? Thank you. Okay, so now what we're going to do is turn this worm into a cube. You guys ready to see the magic? We have 2 more beads to add before we turn it into a cube. We're going to add another size 8 in teal on our right needle, another size 8 in teal on our left needle. So this is what we've got. I know it's really repetitive right now, but it's really important that you see the number of beads that we're doing. Okay, so we're going to turn it into a cube. You ready to watch this, Alex? If you can be on hand to make sure we're focused the whole time, because here's the most important step. You ready? You guys ready? Alex, are you ready? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand needle. I'll try very hard to stay on screen. We're going to take our right hand needle and we're going to go through the bottom bead from the right to the left. We're going to take our left hand needle and we're going to go through the bottom bead from the left to the right.
Fingers right in the way, too.
Oh, sorry. From the left to the right, just like that. And so watch this magic that happens as I pull this tight. Wow.
You're a wizard.
It's a cube. All right, we're going to make it even more cube-like. So now we're going to kind of lock it in. So you can see, hopefully.
Lock it in.
You can see, hopefully, our right hand needle is coming out of this green bead right here. Get a little closer. How about that? My arms just need to grow a little longer. So here's my right needle or my right thread. We're going to now go through the size 8 seed bead like that. That's right there next to it. And then we're going to go the other way through the next size 6 seed bead. And it starts to create this kind of zigzag pattern. So we're going to do the same thing with the left needle. We're going to take it forward through the size 8 seed bead on the left side and pull that tight. And then the other way through the size 6 seed bead. And it's going to lock it in. It's going to lock it.
Lock it in.
So now you'll feel that this cube has gotten a lot more rigid. And so if you want, sorry, let me block that. So if you want, you can continue all the way around. But because we're not relying on this bead for the structural integrity of the bracelet, we're relying on that heavy duty soft flex to hold the bracelet together. We don't need to be as particular when it comes to reinforcing these beads. So you don't have to go through everything twice like you often do with other bead woven projects. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set ourselves up to add our third color into the design. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the next size 8 seed bead in the line with our right needle. And then the same thing with the left needle on the left side. So it's like you're always going in and making those right angle turns. You're just kind of always going to the bead that's next around the corner. Okay, so now it's time to add another color. Let's add a bright color so it's really easy for you to see. So let's do this bright orange. We're going to pick up a bright orange bead on our right hand needle. And we are going to go through the next size 8 seed bead in the circle from where our thread is coming out. And guys, let's do some hearts in chat for Alex because he is manually focusing every single thing that I'm doing. So I know with seed beads, it's kind of hard to see, but he is doing his best to go in and click exactly where it needs to focus. And it's difficult because I am moving around like wild. Yeah, I'm trying very hard.
Stationary.
I'm having to reach my arms out super far because I have short arms. I'm a tiny person. So
and if you're feeling inspired, you can go ahead and purchase it. I'm going to drop the link in again.
Thanks.
Click that link and go buy some kits.
So you can see we've just kind of placed that seed bead right there in that cute little corner. And I've picked up another size 8 seed bead on my right needle. And I'm going to go through the next one, the next teal bead. And it plops it right there in that corner. I'm going to pick up another one. Actually, I'm going to fling it across the room. We're going to pick up another size 8 seed bead. And we're going to go through the next size 8 seed bead. And then one more on this side. So we're going to go through that last teal seed bead and then also the orange seed bead. And going through that one extra kind of just locks it even more so.
Lori.
So check that out. Now you can see it's not a perfect cube yet. That's okay. We're going to do the other side. And then we're going to, I'm just sitting here elbowing Alex as he takes over my elbow space. So we're going to do the other side now. So I have my left needle, or what was once my left needle, but I'm turning it into my right needle again because I'm just holding it in my right hand. So I've picked up another orange seed bead and I'm going to go through the teal bead that's next in the circle. Once again, picking up another orange seed bead, going through the next teal seed bead in the circle, picking up another orange one, going through the next teal seed bead in the circle, and then again, our last bead in this whole project, going through the teal and then one more orange to kind of lock it in.
Lock it in.
So just to kind of refresh what we've done so far, we created like a ladder with our green and teal beads. We closed that ladder into a cube, and then we added the corners to our cube, and those corners were the orange beads. Now you can see it's still pretty wiggly. It's not super rigid. The way that we're going to add rigidity to that is by going around this top circle a couple times. So we're going to take the thread that we just had, and we're going to go through the teal and orange and pull tight. We're going to go through the next teal and orange and pull tight. And I like to make sure that when I'm doing these reinforcement rows, that I'm actually kind of manually positioning those corner beads to pop out on the corners. The easiest way to do that is just make sure that your thread is coming out of that corner bead when you pull your tension tight, and it'll just kind of pop it out into the corner and start to look a little bit more square. So we're pulling out.
Taylor says, Abby is such a great teacher, so clear in their directions and explains the mechanics so well.
Thank you.
It's true.
I just wish that my arms were about 6 inches longer.
You got T-Rex
because
arms.
then you'd be able to see it a little bit better. It's like we need a table big enough to hold all the equipment, but one that's small enough that I can reach my arms out to get close enough to the tripod where the camera is. Okay, so I've gone around a few times now, and we're going to switch to the other side of the bead to reinforce the other side. And same thing, only you'll notice that it's probably the opposite direction. Not always.
Do instructions come in the kit?
Nope, this is the instructions. So this video is available for replay at any time, and then we're going to go over how to make another one of these beads in just a second. So if you have any questions, like while you're putting your bead together, or if my instructions here are not enough, I am happy to help you. But the kits ship out without instructions, but they do have a QR code that you can scan to get to the group where you can find this video. This video is also being streamed on my YouTube channel, as well as the Great Bead Extravaganza's YouTube channel. And then our Facebook page, the Great Bead Extravaganza's Facebook page, and then, of course, within the group as well.
Stella J from Dee Dee's Beads in Canada said you were her inspiration.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right. So now we have a rigid cube And what are we going to do with this? Well, we have to tie our tail ends off. So, you know, Kate, that's a great idea, Paulette. That is a fantastic idea. And Kate did a wonderful little demonstration for all of us. It's just we each have different camera equipment. And ours is a front-facing camera, not a top-down camera. And so until we get to a point where we can get different equipment or figure out a way for me to stretch my arms out longer, I'm just going to be reaching my arms out. But I appreciate that. Kate is definitely the pro. Okay, so I have gotten to the point now where my threads are coming out of the same place on either side. That makes it super easy for me to just take one of my threads through the size 6 seed bead to get to the other side. So now our threads are coming out on the same side of the bead. And what I like to do, instead of tying at this point and creating a lopsided bead, I like to travel my thread up around one more time so that it is kind of meeting the bead or meeting the other thread at a point where I can tie my knot within the circle. And then that way I don't have a cube with one side a little short.
Terry said you just need to climb up on the table. Short girl problem solved.
Oh, I know. When we do our live streams on Wednesdays and Fridays, I usually stand and just kind of like hover around the table or over the table.
Sally says, what size fire line, what pound size, since you have to make multiple passes through the beads?
So this is 8-pound fire line. And if you, that's another reason why you don't have to really reinforce much with this. And since we're using such large beads, you can get away with using 8-pound. I love 8-pound. I default to 8-pound for everything.
Emily says, best craw instruction ever.
Oh.
Thanks, Abby. You're the craw pro.
Well, thank you.
What's craw mean?
Cubic right angle weave.
There you go.
So our threads are back to being in the same spot again, but instead of both coming out the same direction, they're coming this way. And that's kind of the key to this, is that we're always making those. Oh, hold on. Let me do this back here so you can see. We're always doing those right angles. And that's the goal. So hold on one sec. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tie a knot, and you can tie whatever kind of knot you want. You can thread zap it if you want. I'm scared of thread zaps because I'm a big old baby. So I'm just going to do a square knot and then a surgeon's knot on top of it, just because I like that I know how to do a surgeon's knot now. But a couple square knots will hold it just fine.
Sally says, can I use big eye needles for this? In parentheses, it says, I cannot stand threading needles.
Yeah. The kit does come with 3 big eye needles. So you're good to use big eyes for the whole thing. Okay, so now we have this cute little cube. Isn't this adorable?
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Hearts in chat for it being so stinking cute.
Smash that heart button.
Smash that heart button. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the tail end off. And we made a bead. Oh, and I threw it. We made a bead. We made a bead. We made a bead. Yay. Look at all those hearts coming in. Thank you. Okay, so now we get a bead stopper. If you don't have a bead stopper, what you're going to do is go to beadplace.net and buy a pack of bead stoppers. We're going to put the bead stopper on the end of our jeweler's wire. We are going to string a cute little random size 6 seed bead.
There's the link to the bead stopper. You get a pack of how many?
Either 6 or 16, depending on what you choose. So I'm just getting out some of my size 11 seed beads now.
Are you still using the surgeon's knot?
Yeah, I usually, when I'm not trying to show off on stream for lots of people, I just do square knots just because it's easiest. But I like pretending like I know more than I do. So I put a surgeon's knot in there too. So, but a square knot works just fine. And I can show how to do that on the next one too. So at this point, I have done a size 6 seed bead strung onto my jeweler's wire. I'm going to string one of my little size 11s onto the jeweler's wire. Aren't you guys happy that I didn't make you bead weave with the size 11s? You only have to string them on your soft flex. Yay! I know. I'm not showing them anything yet. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna string one of our turquoise howlite beads on. Oh my goodness, it keeps wanting to focus on the beads. Alex is gonna fix it. And then we're gonna string another size 11 seed bead. I know, but I have to do the things that I'm doing. Okay, now are you ready to find, or are you ready to find out my secret to make our beaded beads look even fancier than they really are? We're gonna string another size 6 seed bead in a different color, and then string through our bead, and then string another one of our size 6 seed beads on, and then our 11 on. So look, it looks like we did a whole nother round to our beaded bead. But all we did was just string a bead next to it.
That's movie magic.
What? Okay. So then we're going to, of course, string another one of our turquoise howlite beads and another size 11 seed bead.
Deborah said, Abby, life is so much better with the new flush cutters.
Yay. Thank you. And look at that cute little section of our bracelet. So now we're going to move on to make another bead. And what I like to do, just to make the colors make sense so that I don't end up with a lot of greens on one side and a lot of pinks on the other side, I like to kind of make a fun little pattern about what beads I'm using. So like, let's say I used my green bead for the center of this one. So next, green beads are going to be my little surrounding parentheses beads for my next little beaded bead. So I'm going to string my green bead here, and this one's going to be these guys. Does that make sense? I hope so. So now my next bead that I'm making, I'm going to make out of these berry colored seed beads. And we're going to go through this one a little bit quicker, but I just want to make sure to show at least 2 completed beads in 2 different colors. That way it's a little bit easier for you guys to see if you see them in 2 different colorways. Okay, so I cut another length of my 8-pound fire line, and I'm going to string my big eye beading needles on again. So if you're just joining in, we are making these cute little beaded beads. We've got about a foot of fire line here. You can use less fire line after your first one when you kind of get used to how much you'll really need and how much tail end you need personally to tie the knot. So I have my 8-pound fire line strung through my beading needles, and it's strung on both ends. So it's in like a little U shape. Okay, so now I'm going to take my right hand needle and string my size 6 seed bead to the very middle of my work. I'm going to pick up, let's do this cute little bubblegum pink size 8 seed bead. I'm going to string that on my right and then one on my left. And that's going to come down and meet the berry colored bead. Now we're going to pick up another size 6 on my right hand needle, and we're going to take the left hand needle through it in the opposite direction and string it down like that. Then again, a size 8 on my right, a size 8 on my left, and slide it down. And then another size 6 on my right, and then take the left needle through it in the opposite direction. and slide that bead down. So we've got that cute little inchworm starting to grow. So we're going to do size 8 on my right, size 8 on my left, slide them down. And then we've got our last size 6 on the right, and then take the left needle through it in the opposite direction. And so we've created our cute little inchworm here. Now what we're going to do is do one size 8 on my right, one size 8 on my left. Same thing we've been doing this whole time, except now we're going to close it into the cute little cube bead. All right, and how we're going to do that is we're going to take my right hand needle. I'm going to take it through the bottom size 6 seed bead from the right to the left. And then the same thing with the left. We're going to take my left hand needle and pass it through that same bead. And I'll try to get my fingers out of the way. Pass it through that same bead. Alex, are you able to spot focus that for me so they can see? Thank you. So we're going to pass it through that same bead from the left to the right. So our needles are coming out of the same bead, but in opposite directions, so that when we close it, we have this cute little cube.
If you add more beads to it, do you make it longer?
No, it does not make the bead longer. It makes the bead wider, and then it's not a rigid, solid bead shape. So you can experiment with it, but this bead only works with this number or quantity of beads. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to lock it in by taking my right hand thread through the size 8 that's next to it, and then the opposite way through the size 6. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to go through the 8 on the left with our left hand needle, and then through the next 6 in the row, going in the opposite direction. So once again, our threads are coming out opposite direction of those 6s. So that has locked it into place. Now, if you find that your tension is super loosey-goosey and you don't have a rigid bead when you pull tight, you can go around and, reinforce that whole middle. I just don't think it's necessary for when I'm doing it. But again, it's up to you. Okay, so now we're going to start adding those corners. And, oh, we're doing great on time. Awesome. So how we get to the setup to add the corners is...
How many beads in total to make the bead?
That's a great question, and I will answer that in just a minute after I do some math in my head, but I'm going to do the next step first, and then we'll count them.
Math be mathing.
I know I did the math when we made the kits, but I have not done the math in a while, and I don't have my cheat sheet next to me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the needle through that next size 8, and now we're coming out of the 8 so that we can add our corners in. So we're going to use this bronze bead in the middle to add our corners. I'm going to pick up my bronze and go through the next berry bead in the circle. Or not berry bead, I'm sorry, bubblegum bead. And Alex, can you spot focus me, please? Thank you. All right, again, we're going to pick up another bronze. I'm trying to hold it there so we don't lose focus, but it's kind of impossible because these are tiny. So we're going to pick up another bronze. And we're going to go through that next bubblegum bead. Pick up another bronze. And go through that next bubblegum bead. Pick up another bronze. And through the next bubblegum bead. And then again through the bronze. Because remember, we're going through one more bead to really lock it in.
Knock it in.
I don't know why it keeps wanting to focus on my hand.
Because your hand is the largest.
The largest thing there. The beads are so tiny. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And while I fly through this, Alex is going to tell you where you can find us.
Can I use
on other days?
Thread?
Sure, you can if you want. I like the rigidity of Fireline, but you can use whatever you want.
Yeah, so if this is your first time seeing us, again, we are Abby and Alex from the Bead Place. We do live streams every single Wednesday on our Facebook page, which
and YouTube.
you can check out, and on YouTube. Abby Berta is the name of the YouTube.
That's me.
The Bead Place is the name of the Facebook page. So if you wouldn't mind giving us a follow and giving Abby a subscribe over on YouTube. And we stream every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Usually she makes something and we do a little bit of selling of all the new products that we get into the store. So typically, if you're watching on Wednesdays, you get kind of first crack at stuff that we really haven't even put out on the store floor yet. So it's a good time. We have fun. Also, we do Whatnot streams on Friday at 6 p.m. Central. If you're unfamiliar with Whatnot, is there a link in the description?
There is a link.
There is a link. I'm being informed right now.
Yay.
Breaking news. There's a link in the description. If you sign up using that link, you will get $15 for free
off your first Whatnot purchase.
On your first Whatnot purchase, yep. And it doesn't have to be used by us, but there is quite a growing community of folks that are selling beading supplies, and
a lot of our bead extravaganza friends are on Whatnot too, like Kay from Stars Beads and Beadoria and Softlex, and Nile was on there. So make sure to come on over and join.
And if you're unfamiliar with Whatnot is, it's basically like eBay plus like live streaming. So it's really cool. We have a lot of fun. Additionally, follow us on Instagram, The Bead Place over on Instagram. And of course, if you're watching this and you haven't yet, make sure to either like if you're on YouTube or heart the video if you're watching on Facebook. I twisted my needles.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt Alex for just a second to show you again how we're going to cross over
and share
to the next or to the other side. So I just reinforced my sides just like I did before. And Alex, if you can be ready to spot focus me, because I know I'm going to lose the spot. So I'm going to take my one side, doesn't matter which side, and I'm going to cross through my middle size 6 bead just to travel to the other side. Now what I'm going to do is travel my thread around one more time so that I can get to a point where my threads are about to intersect like that. They don't have to be, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to travel all the way around and expect you to have like a perfect, like go through all the beads one more time. You just have to get it to a point where they are about to meet. So for me, that's only 2 beads this time. But if your tension is loose, you can go around one more time. Just kind of depends on how much you're paying attention when you reinforced. Truly, that's all it is. So I'm going to take my needles off just because I don't like to tie knots when my needles are there. Because I don't want to poke myself. So Alex, if you could be ready to spot focus me, please. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a square knot. So I'll show you guys in detail the way that I did the knot last time. So I'm going to do right over left and under. And then left over right and under. And that's one square knot. And then I know I intrigued and impressed you guys with mention of my surgeon's knot earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first part of my square knot. And then on my next go around, instead of going through once and pulling it, I'm going to bring it over and under twice. Look at that. That's a surgeon's knot. Okay, so it's super secure. I'm going to trim super close. And we have another adorable, solid cube of color. So next,
Movie Magic,
I'm just going to string it on my cute little bracelet we're making. I'm going to string another one of those green beads, just like that. Look at that. It's all coming together. And now I'm going to string another size 11. And gotta get my little pile out.
That ain't coming undone, says Heather.
That's definitely true. Okay, so another size 11, and then another one of our wonderful little turquoise howlite beads. Look how cute that is.
Do the movie magic.
That was it. I just did it.
No, the movie magic. Like, take it off screen, and then, oh my goodness, it's done.
Oh, you're funny. So basically, what we're going to do is just kind of continue that same pattern. So now that I have done my berry bead as the center, size 6, my little accent bead here is going to be a berry bead.
Berry bead.
And those are just my rules to make it make sense in my head, but you can, of course, do whatever you want. So now, of course, I've got my berry accent bead here. So my center bead on my next one needs to be what color, guys?
There are no rules.
This metallic kind of multi-color one. So that's going to be my, and my accent beads, of course, can be whatever you want. But to answer the question from somebody who asked what, I'm sorry, I don't know who it was. Alex read the question out loud and I forgot who asked it. But what is the count of the beads? Well, let's build it out. Let's actually kind of build one out without putting it together so you guys can understand the structure of how it goes together. And then while I'm doing that, Alex, if you could link the kit one more time.
Yeah.
So the center row is going to be the 6s. And essentially what we're doing is we're building this cube of these 6s. And so, oh, Deborah, thank you. Thanks for the, okay, so thanks for the great question, because this gives me a good opportunity to kind of explain this in a different way. So we've built this cute little cube, and to add the corners to this cute little cube, what we're doing is we, pardon me, between each of these cubes, or between, I guess, to add the corner to the cubes, we're doing these little berry beads. But because this is built sideways, what's happening is we actually are needing to add the cube, or add these corners on top. So like that, on top. So each of these placements gets doubled because, of course, we've got 2 sides to the bead. So after that, after we've built that little step, we're going to go in and add the corners in between those, and that we'll use orange. So we've got 2 because we've got 1 on each side. So essentially our build out is like this, but one of the 8s is on one side and 1 is on the other side. So essentially what we're doing is we're using 1 size 6 seed bead for the middle, and we've got a size 8 in one color on either side of it, and then another size 8 in a different color kind of on either side of that. And so we've multiplied that 4 times because we've got a corner for each, each part of the square. And so we've got 1 repeat of 4 for the size 6, and then we've got 2 repeats of 4 in the size 8 and 2 in the other size 8. So what does that give us? That gives us 4. And then we've got 6, 8, 10, 12.
So only 6s and 8s in the tube?
Yep, only 6s and 8s. Then we've got 14, 16, 18, 20. All right, that makes sense, right? 8 plus 8, 16 plus 4. Yep, so there are 20 seed beads total in each cube. And then the only reason why we have 11s in the kit is because they create this fun little accent of color between when we string it.
Having the counter do math in front of 180 people should be illegal.
I know. I know. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. And we've got just a little bit of time left. So if anybody has any questions,
I'm gonna switch to the old face.
We have a giveaway. If you would like to be entered into the giveaway. Oh, we're on face cam. Oh, sorry. Let me fluff my hair. Oh, don't put me on the spot like that. So each month we do a subscription pack. It's called our monthly fun pack. I also send a link that. You can sign up to receive our monthly fun packs on our website. It is a $35+ value. You can try it out one time for the $35, or you can subscribe and save $5 monthly. If you would like to enter to win this, do hashtag giveaway in the comments right now. And we're going to announce the winner to this Wednesday on our live Facebook stream. So we'll also be doing a pack opening. This is our Harvest Afterglow monthly fun pack. A lot of you have already received this already. Oh, it's Kathy. It has to be hashtag giveaway. So you can just type it again, hashtag giveaway. And it doesn't matter if you're on Facebook or YouTube. So we will be giving away one of these, and we'll be doing.
Post the link, man.
That's okay. We can post it after. So you can sign up for this on our website. We'll do our giveaway winner announcement Wednesday at 7 p.m. Well, during the 7 p.m. Central live stream. And then also make sure to use coupon code TGBE20 on our website now through next Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And then if my explanation of like how I like to plan my colors confused you, we have really highly detailed pictures of how we assembled our bracelets on our website. And then also we posted it in the Facebook group. And I just want to take a minute to thank all of you guys for, making this event possible. It is just so surreal to me that this group just keeps growing and growing and growing. And as it grows community, and it also grows our small businesses. So each of us presenters, we're all independently owned small businesses. And your support is what keeps us going. And so we appreciate that you show up and show us your support.
Show up and show out.
Because this is incredible. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, we appreciate your patience and kindness through any of our technical difficulties. We're all human, and we appreciate that you guys treat us with kindness and love. And then, of course, Deborah, great comment. You can watch the replay for us and for any of the presenters. And then make sure after us to go ahead and watch Heather Powers of Humble Beads. She's next at 12 p.m. Central. So you've got a little bit of a half-hour break. So make sure to hydrate.
Can we get one more like for 100? Come on. Somebody who hasn't liked, just there we go.
Thank you.
I don't know who it was, but thank you. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us. I'm going to post the link one more time to the kit. Remember, use that coupon code to save 20% at checkout. And that's pretty much on everything except for subscription.
So keep in mind, guys, our website is retail and wholesale. So if you are somebody who likes to buy lots of one thing, like for trade shows or craft shows or something like that, check out our bulk pack section, because some of you already, thank you so much, have really taken advantage of those bulk packs with that 20% off coupon. So we are very happy to see that.
Appreciative. Yes. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend. We will hopefully see you on Wednesday, 7 p.m. On our Facebook page, The Bead Place. And thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
And thanks to all the other presenters too who make this incredible.
Absolutely.
So, yep.
Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the Great Bead Extravaganza.